Hi, I'm Cris. Welcome to a new episode of AkiOCD.
And I'm Jack. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
So today, as you can see from my t-shirt, we are going to talk about the brand new One Piece Netflix TV series.
That's great, Chris, and it looks very good on you.
Thank you so much. One Piece is a series that I guess all of you are already familiar. In case you are new, One Piece is a manga first and anime later, created by Japanese mangaka Eiichiro Oda in 1997. You know, right the time we were elementary school students, right, Jack?
Yeah, Chris, yes, I have a lot of great memories connected to One Piece. It's one of those anime that I would watch immediately after the school on my grandmother's couch. So we are talking about a cult product which has been going on since a very long time.
That's totally right. So when I was a kid, I watched, of course, One Piece, so I'm familiar with the world, with the characters, but I didn't follow as much after my elementary school years. So recently there was, at least here in Italy, a brand new edition of One Piece, starting to the very famous #1 that I have here with me. So, as you can see, is the classical One Piece, but with a larger format, so it's pretty cool since, you know, my eyesight is so bad. I started reading again One Piece, knowing that a brand new Netflix series was about to came out.
Yes, it was a very vast and broad world that the Netflix series decided to explore and adapt for the global market. And for sure, it must have not been so easy to find the right characters for the protagonists of the anime and the manga, because we know how exuberant they are, how particularly shaped, talking about their appearances, the color of hair, and other very little details that make this character so unique. Casting must have been very hard.
Yeah, I think so, but I can, at least from my point of view, all the characters are really spot on, so you totally feel the same vibe as the manga and anime. Needless to say that back in 1997, with the technology of that time, it wasn't possible to recreate the vibe of One Piece because there is also so much technology and special effects involved.
Yes, Chris, you're right. I think the actors did a great job, though, in portraying the characters, starting by Iñaki Godoy, who plays the protagonist Luffy. I think he really conveys the enthusiasm of the character of this straw hat guy that ate the devil fruit and became the rubber gum.
You're totally right. And also, since I was reading back the very first manga of One Piece, I'm pretty confident in telling that the plot is very faithful to the original manga, with small details and differences. But of course, you know, a TV series, in this case live action, is also a different medium compared to the manga. But overall, I would say that is so faithful to the original. I would like to reassure all the long-time One Piece fan.
Since the first episode, we encounter very specific and beloved characters such as Zoro and Nami, and the story of Luffy develops further on. Actually, I've not seen the whole first series, Chris, but as far as I can tell, it's very faithful.
At least the first episode lasts for about 1 hour. The complete season is composed by 8 episodes, and all of them are available. This time we will not get an episode per week, but everything is available if you enjoy TV series marathons. For those of you who are not familiar at all with One Piece, is basically the dream of Luffy, the main character, who became a pirate, and together with all his new friends that he will encounter along the way, to find the famous legendary treasure that is the One Piece, that was left by the King of Pirates. So, no surprise that the dream of Rupi is also to be in the future the King of Pirates as well.
Yes, exactly. The point is particularly that, Chris, the quest to the treasure of Captain Gold Roger starts, and there are a lot of people interested in finding this great treasure, which actually we don't ever know what it is because it's something very secret.
Jack, I think also that the manga is not ended even now after 26 years. There are still
Yes,
surprises.
exactly. It's still ongoing. And actually, the story is very interesting because it's also a story of growth and self development and building of friendships. Because we must always remind that there are many flashbacks in the story. I mean, the treasure that Gold Roger wants the other people to find is a quest that is open basically 22 years earlier compared to the present time as far as the TV series concerns. We see that Luffy and the other members of the crew face different enemies and, of course, try to leave the marine behind who is directly behind their back in order to catch them.
Yeah, and of course they need to pay attention to other pirates as well, because everyone wants the One Piece.
Yes, exactly. As an anime lover, what struck me the most, of course, as I told you, are the characters, but I was very interested in their relationships and the friendship they managed to build during their adventures and disadventures. Particularly, I really like the one between Zoro and Luffy. They are basically both very powerful and charismatic leaders, but still they managed to find a great friendship and carry on together.
You know what struck me beside everything that you said? It's an element that is lacking in the manga. I'm talking about the music because it has a great soundtrack. Many melodies are inspired by, Celtic sound, and you know how much I love Celtic music.
Yes, exactly, Chris. I know you're so much into Celtic music, so I was imagining that.
We talk about this in one of the earliest episodes in AkiOCD. So, again, Jack, if someone, as I said, doesn't have any knowledge of One Piece, would you still recommend to watch this TV series?
Yeah, I think it's a faithful adaptation. It was very hard to find a product that would meet the public acclaim and the public consensus because, the fans are very jealous of the intimacy of the characters, and it's not an easy product to transpose in a TV series. But I think they did a good job, Chris.
Yeah, of course. I really don't know by the final episode of the season which point of the story they are going to reach, but since the One Piece universe is huge, I guess there might be at least the possibility for future seasons as well.
Yeah, sure. We cannot wait to discover the new adventures of our heroes.
If you're new to our shows, we are the AkiTuscany Project team. So beside AkiOCD, that is our show dedicated to mostly our hobbies, TV series and movie, with a mix also of mental health. Basically, Rufus' dream is also an invite to have faith in ourselves despite the difficulties that we encounter in everyday life. So we feel like a hero as well in our journeys.
We feel that's very important to communicate and establish something meaningful. We also like to share other hobbies and passions that we have, that we do in the second channel, AkiArcade, where we focus on gaming world as a whole. Chris is a great gamer compared to me, so he will go deep into many topics and analyze various aspects of brand new games.
Sure, we haven't been so active on AkiArcade recently, but definitely expect more episodes in the near future. Last but not least, we also have our newest podcast and show. All of them you can find on YouTube and on major podcast platforms for the audio, such as Spotify and Apple Podcast. So would you like to talk about our show? AkiLanguage World Tour?
Yeah, Chris, sure. Actually, guys, the things that we share in the first place, me and Chris, and the reason we met each other and started to grow our friendship is the passion for languages. We decided to give it a try, even with different languages compared to the Italian, which is our native language, and English, which is the language which we practice every day. But for example, I studied at university the Russian language. I'm very focused in learning new cultures and new vocabulary. And Chris is stimulating me to discover also other languages more connected to his knowledge and his interest spheres.
Yeah, so basically my main target language is Japanese, but I also interested in Asian languages overall. So you see how everything is basically connected, like the gaming world, as well as manga, anime, the Japanese language. So the three podcasts that we have, of course, are separated and are meant for different type of audience, but all of them are connected, so you can expect continuous reminders to the topics that we encounter in our other shows as well.
We hope that you can find our shows interesting, and please give us suggestions for what you would like to talk about next.
If you are new to One Piece, we would like to hear from you your opinion, as well as if you are a long-time fan and you didn't miss a single episode or movie of this well-known franchise, we would like to hear from you as well. Despite our love for One Piece, both me and Jack are kinda newbies compared to this franchise.
That's right.
So for now, enjoy watching One Piece. We'll definitely talk more about it in the future.
Let's keep in touch. Ciao.